Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming and watching the live Q&A with Mike Pehl. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about driving me crazy. How in the world will your parents be able to teach you to drive? Or how will your parents be able to teach behind the wheel like a pro? Well, that's because we've got Mike here, and we're going to talk about it. But of course, before we talk about just that, we're going to talk about Georgia eliminating need for road tests, which just happened this week. As a matter of fact, they talked about thousands and thousands of teens in Georgia did not have to take their actual road test. And there was over 19,500, probably almost 20,000 kids who have already had the road test waived. And of course, they're relieved about it because guess why? They didn't pass it, right, Mike?
It's correct. You know what? Kids are worried about failing their driver's test, and if I eliminate the driver's test, it takes away the most humbling test they take in their life is a driver's test. I mean, you know what? It's a humbling test, but it is a good test. And when we waive that, oh my gosh, when you can drive under pressure, that's when you can handle different situations. So this is a scary thing. This is a very scary thing. You better be careful going through Georgia. It's going to be interesting over the next 3 to 5 years when the statistics come out with COVID-19 and these kids that we've waived driver's test on. Because you know what? Statistics show up later. So let's see what we got.
Yes, well, and then let's talk about people jumping on the bandwagon. If you ask Wisconsin how many deaths is too many, well, they might be considering COVID, but what about bad drivers, right? And starting Monday, which is tomorrow, via this live feed, Wisconsin Department of Transportation will also waive the road test for 16 to 17-year-olds who have completed their driver ed programs. So that's over 16,000 road requests have already been on hold. And the new program will allow 10,000 of those requests to be eligible for the waiver. What do we think of that, Mike?
Well, this scares me more than Georgia, because Georgia is a day away driving. Wisconsin is next door to me. So this is not good, parents. Come on, teenagers. The last thing you want to do is die in a car. The last thing you want to do is crash a car. The last thing you want to do is hurt someone else. So be careful what you wish for. You know what? Your goal, if you are a sports person, you want to be the best you can be. Turn that into your driving career. Be the best you can be. Because when you're the best you can be, guess what? You shine. And then you're not going to get yourself in trouble on the road. So I look at that last bullet and say, both my wife and I said that we're going to take her out practicing more. Baloney. When you need milk, when you need an errand run, you're actually going to put your younger siblings and you're going to say to your daughter, you know what? Take George and Alyssa or whoever, and they need to get to a friend's house. And you're going to put their lives in the hands of your son or daughter that hasn't had a road test. Not a good thing.
Well, Mike, you're going to be afraid then for the next slide.
Yeah, I mean, well, yes, here we go.
Minnesota considers waiving the driver test too. So they have a backlog of road tests already. And so they're considering it. They've said no so far, but it is not totally off the docket, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I have colleagues that own driving schools and are big driving schools, and this is a backlog of something that the Department of Public Safety cannot fix. We cannot fix this. They don't have enough examiners to go back and fix the tests that have been canceled since mid-March. It can't happen. So what they have to do is they're going to have to eliminate during this process that you get your license. Oh man, parents, I want you to really, 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 really think about this. It's a scary time virus-wise. So really what these states are saying, if the virus don't get you, driving might. Bad scenario.
Yes. As we say, at what price do we put on a life, right?
Yeah, no kidding. What price do we put on a life? You know, who said that?
Oh, Governor Cuomo about the COVID.
Exactly.
But let's start this then, Mike. Let's put the parents on the hot seat.
Okay, so parents on the hot seat. Sorry, parents. How well do your parents drive, students? Are they calm or are they a road rage driver? Do your parents use their cell phones in the car? How long, you know what, go back to the time you were 2 or 3 years old. You've ridden in that car. Cell phones have been around as long as you. And do your parents actually use it? Do they not care that you're in the car? Pick that phone up. I don't know. Do they know what to do if a tire blows? Big question. If you're going around a right turn, a right curve, okay, got it? Where's your momentum going? Momentum is going to the left. If your left front tire blows, guess where you're going? Do you know what to do? Because I guarantee you are heading into oncoming traffic. Oops. Number one killer, head-on collisions. Do your parents know where the blind spots on a truck is? I want you to start noticing when you're on a freeway. Trucks are in the right lane. They put their signal on, and they don't leave it on very long. And notice that trucker does this kind of a move. They actually will cut you off. And are you in the blind spot when they do that? Because if you're in their blind spot, they can't see you. And you're about to be run over by an 80,000 pounds, that's 40 tons, of a semi when you're beside them and they're going to run into you. So pay attention. And really, can your parents parallel park? And if they can't parallel park, how can they teach you how to? So play that video, Jane. Hardest part of the driver's test. Here we go. I say hardest part. It's really the easiest part. You know how to do it.
Well, here comes the parallel parking, which everybody's intimidated by. So what you're going to need is again, 3 cones, local hardware stores, lumber stores, whatever. You can use your milk cartons again. Half full of sand works real well. You can go to your hardware store, get a PVC 10 feet long for like $1. Not even $1. Cut it in half. You'll need 3 poles. They slide right inside the cones. Again, you can do this for under 20 bucks. Let's just put it that way. So what you're going to do is you're going to go 7 feet from your curb. Pick your parking lot, 7 feet from the curb. I'm just going to go 1, 2, and a foot. That's my front cone. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to go 9 paces, 27 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 9 paces. And again, cone by the curb. And you're going to go 7 out just like your front cone. And then like so. You put your poles in. You can paint the tops fluorescent orange, put flags on them, however you want to do it. Just white's fine. You can get driveway markers, the little fiberglass ones fit in there really nice. Doesn't matter if they slant a little bit, because that's the way they're going to be on. They take your driver's test. So there you go.
This is the setup that most states use for the actual driver's exam. So besides being
Okay, so you know what, that parallel parking thing,
practicing
folks,
this way also helps your teen
is a
become
very
taking the road
simple thing.
because the parallel parking stage will be familiar to them.
Once you have your pole set, what you're going to teach your teenager to do is first of all, we're going to be parked alongside the curb. Poles are set. And what we're going to do is we're going to signal left. We're going to move over. You want to come within 1.5 to a foot on the side of the cones. And we're going to match the front cone pole in the middle of the blind spot window. So we're going to put the car in drive. Remember, release the brakes slow. Signal left. Always get that shoulder check in there. Come alongside the cones.
Parents, are you hearing this instruction?
Front cone.
How simple this is?
All by itself in the middle of the blind spot window.
We're not excited here. This is a simple
Look
deal.
over your right shoulder. That's that little tiny window. The little window. If you don't have a little window, it's going to be at the back of the back door right window. Then what I'm going to do is we always remember we adjusted the mirror, but we always adjust the mirror where the right side of the mirror matches.
The parallel parking is right here. This gives you your perfect angle.
The edge of back window, sitting normal. We're going to put the car in reverse and just practice this. Right, straight, left. right, straight, left. We're going to go all the way to the right before the car even moves. We're going to look around, make sure nobody's around us, and then we're just going to watch our rearview mirror. We're going to slowly start going back, and we're going to see the two poles in the back. And what I'm going to do is watch the two poles. I'm going to watch them come across the mirror, and as soon as the first one falls off the mirror, I need to stop. So this maneuver is done very slow. It just fell off the mirror.
No matter if you have a Beetle or a Suburban,
turn my wheel
right there.
Straight. It's always 1.5 back. And I'm going to go straight back until the front pole is in the middle of my windshield wiper. If your windshield wiper is invisible, then you're going to have to get a reference mark of where that would be.
So by the way, parents, if that
and I'm going to stop.
That's the back bumper of the car.
Then remember, right, straight, left. I'm going to turn my wheel all the way to the left. And now I'm just going to watch the curb. And I'm going to watch the center of my car become parallel with the curb.
Look at this. What examiner on a state test would not be impressed?
Your back end's going to go back out in the road. And then I'm going to put the car in drive. Remember to always straighten
move. That was done in one move.
Back. And I'm going to pull forward until I'm centered.
Look at this.
Bumper equals speed. Bumper, back bumper, and pulls. Put the car in park, and there is a perfect park. But wait, we're not done yet. Now that you've accomplished that perfect parallel park, we got to get out of here. Too many of our young people, when they leave, they're so excited about getting this perfect park, they run over a pole on their way out. So remember, when you leave your parallel park, always back up a tiny bit first, and while exiting, otherwise you will run over that front pole. Just a little bit is all you need. Down the drive, again, get that signal left and shoulder check in, turn the wheel before we start to go. And do not watch the pole because you'll hit the pole. And then you pull out and away we go.
Okay. Look where you want to go. That was awesome, Jane. Okay, so every time you're in a car, you're at risk. I don't care if you're a rider, a driver. That's why we call our company Drive Safe, Ride Safe. We kill more people as riders than we do drivers. So every time you're in the car, you're at risk. There's always a possibility of something going wrong. If you are not asking yourself, what happens when this car does that, that car does that? Is that car going to run a red light? Is this car going to run a stop sign? Is the car in front of me going to slam on their brakes? Is the car coming at me going to cross the center line? If you don't continually ask that every day you drive, you are at risk. Excuse me. To manage risk drivers, you must remain alert at every time you're around your sons or daughters, is what I say. Excuse me.
All right. Oh, sorry. We'll move. This is experience is the #1 way to become a great driver. You say this all the time, Mike.
Yes. I mean, you know what? We practice everything from the ABCs to your golf swing to your hockey to your soccer to your instrument lessons to your speech lessons to your debate. What do? We get experience. Why do we do that? Because it makes you the best. So make sure you know the car they will be driving. Don't begin the first lesson in the garage. That's why you have see-through garages. Okay, they put the car in reverse, or they put the car in drive thinking they're going to go in reverse. They hit the gas, they go through the back of the garage or the front of the garage, and now you have a drive-through garage. Not a good thing. Once they have their permit, make them become the family chauffeur. Go back to the inexperiences. The #1 reason teens die in car crashes, it's the #1 reason to prevent that.
And kids shouldn't be afraid either to do it.
Kids should not be afraid to do it. Okay, and as far as freeways, everybody's afraid of freeways. Parents, you're afraid to teach it. Get up early on a Sunday. I know it sucks. Go get a cup of coffee. Tell your kids we're going to go practice on and offs for an hour one way, on and offs for a half an hour the other way. If nobody's on the road, you just become comfortable to it. If you just did that 3 to 4 weeks, you would become a great freeway driver. You would not be getting your one-hand salutes using different fingers. Drivers will love you instead of want to run you over. Remember that road rage slide bullet we had earlier? And then make sure you do the safety checklist every time you drive the car. Once it's automatic, it's automatic. You just do it. You need to do it. Parents, remember this. Once you teach these kids the right way, it's what we've taught through school since kindergarten. Once they got it, they move on to the next stage and the next stage. And pretty soon they graduate from high school. They graduate from college. What do they become? They become a great part of society, the life. Keep them safe in a car. Their life and our lives all depend on it. So, brain teaser for next week. Last week we talked about a multi-lane, two-way traffic. So vehicles going in the same direction, two ways, two cars this way, two cars coming at you, and our exit is to the right. We always know our exit's to the right. And if that car is beside us and we're going to have a head-on collision and we go to the right and hit this car is going to go hit a pedestrian or a biker on the right side. What is your choice? Are you going to take out the biker or pedestrian, or if you take the head-on collision, you're going to kill you and your car full of people? Remember, everybody in your car is in your care, custody, and control. What choice are you going to do? And this is what I mean by, you know what? It's not about getting a driver's license. Do you really, really, really know what to do when crisis strikes? Parents, I can't tell you enough. This video is an awesome video. It's called Roadworthy. Normally it sells for $49. We're dropping this. Drive Safe, Ride Safe is dropping this to $9.99.
Because of COVID.
What? Yes, because of COVID. $9.99. We're dropping that price. It's guaranteed. If you don't like it, send it back. They'll give you your money back. But it starts from the day you hand them the keys to the day they take their driver's test. I guarantee you there is not an examiner in the world. If you do everything on that tape, lesson-wise, there is no way, absolutely no way your kids can fail a driver's test. No way, it can't happen. They will score in the high 90s, I guarantee it. If they do what that tape says, I guarantee it. So,
well, and Mike, for those who are not taking a test, it's even more important to use this because you will learn how to teach your teen to drive like a professional. So you can get this, and if you don't have a behind the wheel 6 hours with someone, you at least will have the tools to use to try to do your best to create that same experience.
Right. This video, parents, takes you as the driving instructor. I'm a professional, man. I'm a crash expert. You know, I can't come into your job and do your job, and you can't come into mine and do mine, but I am going to teach you how to do mine. The number one thing we need to teach our sons and daughters to do is drive a car. Be safe in the car, stay alive in the car. Not only that, we need to keep the passengers alive. Okay, we need to keep the passengers alive. So anyway, questions for Mike. So if you're interested, you want to take this, Jane, or you want me to?
I can take it. And you want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? If you want Mike to ask a question, if you want to ask Mike a question, either you're a student of his or a student of Drive Safe, Ride Safe, and during your course you have a question, please email us or him at info@drivesaferidesafe.com, and we can offer you some answers, or we'll do the answers on this live Q&A. If you're interested in telling your story, or maybe you're a professional with driving advice that you'd like to share, we're happy to have you use our platform, because at this time, especially with all these people due to the COVID issue who aren't even taking driving tests, there are ways, we'd love to hear from people and hear stories on how to help parents obviously teach their teens to drive and stay alive. And of course, we'd love to have you sign up for the live course, because then we'll have your selves around to give us some additional questions live, or to tell your stories, or to meet some of the other people who are students who are taking our courses. And with that, Mike, wrap it up for us for tonight.
And especially you teachers, you administrators out there, you know what? We need to all work together. And if you have stuff, these are videos you can take into your classroom. I mean, the only reason I get to do what I do is because of what my experiences have been investigating crashes, head-ons, T-bones, rear ends, rollovers. So you know what? We can save a lot of lives throughout the whole U.S. And you know what? We can just, you know, we're at home together right now. Parents, I can't tell you enough. You're driving with your kids, so you know what? We all need to get together, and you know, we can make better drivers.
That's right, Mike. So with that, drive safe and
Ride safe. Love you guys all. You know what? Get your butts out. Get in the car. Remember, when you're backing out of the garage, put it in reverse first.
all right. Take care. Thank you all. And we'll see you on the next go round.
Next week. Come on, be there.